All right, welcome into episode number 9 of Shippy and Grubes. Shout out to Mike Madano. I am Shippy. He is
Grubes.
And we are happy to be with you today. Big weekend. A lot of fun stuff going on in sports and in not sports.
So many things.
We got a fart that tore down an entire movie set. I think that's really all I need to tease.
I was going to say, and just the rest is pretty crazy too, but that's all we need to say right now.
If that doesn't hook you, that's on you, not us. And before we move on to the episode, we got a couple things from the last episode that we want to just, kind of just recap and talk
a little
about.
Cleanup, a little follow-up.
Follow-up. That's the word I was looking for. We discovered last week that the Earth now has 2 moons.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, according to Earth.com here, we have a picture of the moons. I'm not sure how to pull it up full screen for you, but I think you can see it, right?
It looks good.
It looks like a rock.
I was going to say, it's pretty spare moon.
It looks like the moon took a dump and just had a little rabbit turd moon.
That's a pretty big dump, though.
It is a pretty big dump. I guess relative. I can't tell in that picture, how big it is relative to the moon, but
I mean, if that's accurate, they're about the same size, apparently.
yeah, it just shaped kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're gonna try to land on that moon. Did we land on the first
colonize
moon?
there?
I don't know. We could.
Let's find
Are
out.
you asking if we are?
We now have double the options.
Yeah, we do. So if the first moon doesn't work out, we have the second moon.
Right. We have a backup moon.
Didn't I report that a second moon is only going to be here for it's going to leave orbit at some point, right?
Yeah. It's temporary.
It's temporary. So we don't have a lot of time if we're going to colonize it. And if you do decide to colonize it,
you might float away.
You might float away. We're not really sure where you're going to end up.
Good luck.
But good luck out there to everyone who colonizes that moon. And
wait, did y'all see that the new pictures of Mars then?
No.
Oh, I'm going to blow your minds again.
Please do.
Do I need new pictures of Mars?
Yeah, so new pictures of Mars.
Shippy is literally Googling that.
Is this it? Space.com? That seems pretty...
Yeah, the one where it shows the water on Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Is it potable?
Supposedly,
Nice.
that's all fresh water on Mars.
How fresh?
And that Mars isn't all. We thought Mars was mostly gas.
Yeah.
And it's not. Actually, it's almost as inhabitable as the Earth is.
Do you think their water is Deja Blue water or smart water?
Or
Dasani,
Topo Chico.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Topo Chico. It might have a little fizz in it.
Yeah, sparkling.
Yeah. I don't know. We have to.
I mean, it looks tasty.
It does look tasty.
Look at it compared to our water.
All right, let's see.
Earth.com's picture of Earth,
All right, let's see. Earth water. I googled Earth water.
It's nice and blue.
I need to get y'all away from the astronomical or the astrology stuff in the space. I keep throwing y'all off track.
We believe in space.
No, yeah, very much.
We're big fans.
We are.
Earth's water is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But that moon water, it's got a little tint of green,
Wait,
I believe.
And then did y'all see? Since we're really getting into this, did y'all see the new ocean exploration?
No.
What?
That NASA's been doing, and how they went farther down. They built some robot. It's gone farther down than ever before, and they found over 100 new species of animals.
What the hell is NASA doing underwater?
Yeah, what are they? Stick to space, bro.
Yeah.
Did you know NASA actually started as water exploration?
No.
How?
It was exploring the great frontier kind of stuff, but it was originally ocean.
Huh. I had no idea.
We'll have a conversation about this.
Yeah,
I guess
we need to do some research.
Yeah, follow up next week when we actually learn a little bit.
We should have researched all this stuff. We were just ready to report on the new moon.
Yeah.
And what kind of shape it was in.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to colonize it. And now we're talking about Mars water. Well,
I was going to say, that's going to be the next thing all the billionaires drink is Mars
water, yeah. I've seen, God, who was it? There's some real famous guy that's been drinking glacier water. And, apparently that's really bad for you because it's, it's been frozen there for so long. It's been contaminated and, I don't know, maybe some penguins peed in it and stuff.
Dinosaur water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, those T-Rexes making their messes in that water.
Y'all gotta stop doing this to me because like there's another thing that came out recently that T-Rexes might have had wings.
I don't know how to work TikTok.
I don't either.
And
Sorry,
I tried to full screen something, just
oh,
full.
and then you made it mad.
Yeah, and then I just hit, like, it said something
It
that
just
said try
immediately
now,
started
and I
playing.
tried to hit X.
T-Rexes might have had wings. They might have been like dragons.
What?
I know. I find all the fun
What?
stuff. Yeah.
Good Lord. We
You
need
know-
to do show prep with Ashley.
And you know what? Like,
She needs to do more for this company.
yeah. And then, you know what really pissed me off was about T-Rexes is when I found out, like, apparently just by the way, like, that they're shaped, they really weren't all that fast like they are in Jurassic Park. Like, they're
Oh.
pretty slow. So
Yeah.
they went way down in my power rankings of, like, which dinosaur I'm really scared of.
Right.
Like a velociraptor, terrified. Because that
Yeah.
thing is going to catch me. It's going to eat me.
But if it has wings.
But if they're
Oh,
like
it's-
little baby
Yeah,
chicken
but
wings,
what if it's
no,
just like...
but they would be big. Okay, so somebody did like a comparison.
we both.
Somebody did a comparison of like because the way that their arms are looks kind of funny, like compared to their body size and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. They
That's the
can't do
whole thing.
push-ups.
Okay, so they went and started like looking at other types of animals and their like infrastructure with their bones. Ostriches were the ones that popped up that had the most similar bone structure,
Ah.
and the
Mm.
bones are like almost identical with the ostrich's bone that goes into the wing,
Okay.
and then it turns into like cartilage and stuff. So it's no longer
yeah, so
some
that's
of
going
it's
to
bone,
disintegrate.
but it's gonna go away because it's
Yeah.
little bitty.
Right.
Yeah, so they think that dinosaurs might have had like big ass dragon wings.
Okay.
Oh, so like...
We're following up with this next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to
do
start a
it.
space and dinosaur podcast.
What- Let's do it now.
Let's do it.
Then it'll turn into conspiracy theories. Then we'll have
Yeah,
all kinds of
That's when we'll have to cut your mic, Ashley.
Are we reporting that T-Rexes regressed into ostriches over time? Is that what happened?
Yeah, they started off so powerful,
And
they were
now they're
basically
just
dragons,
ostriches?
and now they just stick their head in the sand.
I was gonna say, do they stick their hand in the sand, or is that flamingos?
No, flamingos are the ones that are like on one leg.
Oh, the ostriches stick their head
flamingos stick to water. Ostriches do put their heads in the sand.
Yeah,
for what? Worms?
Probably.
because they think that they're hiding from their enemies.
Idiots!
'Cause
No, you're
they
not.
can't see their enemy, so they figure they can't see them.
Not a bad.
It makes sense.
It does make
It's
sense.
just stupid.
It does make
Yeah.
sense. It does make sense.
And
Well,
then they have no idea. They get eaten.
if you want us to start a space and dinosaur podcast, let us know on Patreon under the Sunset Lounge. We'll be happy to oblige.
Ooh, that could be our tier. Our second.
Oh yeah! If you
yeah.
want space and dinosaur content
Okay, we have our idea.
and maybe some tickets to a game,
Yeah. Space Dinosaur Stars tickets.
what
you
else
cannot
could you?
get that anywhere else.
Nope. Only here, Shippy and Grubes, and one of our most faithful listeners, Java John,
Sweet Java John.
who we both all dearly love.
Yeah.
Um,
Me and Java John and Big Tony from Lockwood Distilling,
yeah,
we're the triumvirate.
you are.
We're powerful.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I've
We can't
seen
all
it.
be in the same room at the same time anymore.
No,
We're like
and
presidents.
I had to leave.
Yeah.
You guys were almost in the same room one time together.
Yeah.
I had to leave
Stocky, bearded, shorter
immediately.
guys.
But
Strong.
well,
Yes.
yeah.
Damn right.
Last week we were talking about. I don't even remember how we got started talking about it.
It doesn't matter.
We talked about gray in our beards.
Yeah.
And, because we were thinking about doing a no shave November.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then so that came up, and then so I just talked about how I don't really know how TikTok works, as
Correct.
you just heard and maybe saw for a minute. Well, this TikTok was sent to us by Ashley, and it is Java John. It's a clip of us, and then Java John takes over in all his glory.
Or like, I gotta keep
I'd
the
rather
beard.
have the gray,
Yeah.
the gray beard hairs.
Shippy and Grubes, Grubes and Shippy. If you shave your beard, you're a dumb hippie. I mean, you're not. I think hippies have beards. I don't know. I don't know a lot about hippies or their culture. But there's nothing wrong with gray in your beard. And the people that follow me, if you don't follow them, you're a dumb hippie too. Dirty freaking hippie.
God, I love him.
Me too. So I feel more confident rocking. I mean,
Yes.
I always it doesn't matter, like apparently like a little salt in your beard and is not terrible.
Yeah, it shows you have wisdom
Yes, which
because you're not dead yet.
we both clearly do, as you just heard from our
Right.
conversation
Dinosaurs
about
in space,
dinosaurs in
dog.
space.
Yeah.
So I feel good about it. The one thing that I didn't realize about that clip, or that I didn't realize I was going to realize about that clip, is I wore literally the exact same thing last week for this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Literally the same outfit as last week I wore today. And I go, huh, that looks familiar. And I look down and I'm like, huh, I think.
Can you scroll back to your picture?
Yeah, I can. Absolutely. Let's see.
That's it.
The gray, yeah, the gray beard.
Look
Did you
at that.
have a chain last week? No,
No,
or was it hidden?
it was just hidden. It was just
gosh,
hidden. But
Shippy.
I always wear it.
True.
But yeah, I wore literally the exact same thing last week as this week.
That's kind of amazing. Like I've done that intentionally. Like when we've done like to take everybody behind the scenes, we tend to tape Shippy and Grubes on the same day we do Your Dark Companion, because somehow through a lot of crazy circumstances, I'm now a podcast host for 2 shows. A lot of times for continuity fun, I'll wear the exact same thing, and also partly out of laziness, but I'll wear the exact same thing for Shippy and Grubes that I wear on Your Dark Companion. So it looks like on like Monday I'm wearing one thing, and then on Wednesday I'm wearing the exact same thing. So it's kind of fun, and I hope Ashley notices that at some point.
I have noticed it.
I kind of figured.
But I also thought it was out of respect for not wanting Darcy to have to do extra laundry.
Yeah, like I try to do laundry when I can, because
What a
I'm
good
trying to be
man.
helpful.
What a good man.
Because she does a lot. Like she actually works throughout the week, and like I sit in a chair and talk about dinosaurs in space.
That's
for an hour.
work. I was almost sweating.
I mean, I'm probably sweating right now.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? The pillows and everything, like y'all just look like y'all are so comfortable.
Dude,
so
we are feeling like kings with
a
our
little
pillows
jealous.
now.
You know,
What a difference. It feels like so much more professional somehow that we're not fully slouching back, putting our bellies out.
I know. Now I feel like I'm working. Like
Yeah.
the last few weeks, I kind of felt like I was just hanging out,
Yeah.
talking. But now, like, I'm ready to report.
And we are.
And I've got some back support now,
I
which
know.
I've been needing. Like
Your
my
lumbar is
God, my
fully supported.
my lumbar has been in shambles recently.
I know. Now your lumbar is professionally cute.
You're gonna start carrying one of those neck pillows around with you.
Ooh.
I have one. I bought one for like I don't travel very often, but for some reason I got like a plain neck pillow. So
With
just
all the driving you do, going all the different DJ gigs and stuff.
You can use it there.
but
You
Yeah.
can use it when you work. If you
Oh my
sit down.
God.
I'm a sleepy
DJ
guy
neck
though.
pillow.
DJ neck pillow.
DJ neck pillow.
That's like my thing. You look in the booth and
Yeah.
my neck. It's like,
It's
what
like,
is he
dude,
doing?
yeah, like if you're gonna do
Oh,
the
yeah, like-
generic DJ stance,
Yeah.
like
I
that
do-
neck pillow could come in clutch.
Yeah. I mean, my neck is in good shape right now, I think.
Right
but
now.
Right now. Who knows how
Yeah.
long that'll last. I thought my back was in good shape until the last few days.
See?
And you get a lumbar support.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody else who might need support is Derek Lively.
Ooh.
And he's doing fine health-wise. He looked
Oh,
great
thank God.
in Mavs open practice.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah, how was that? I saw, what was it, 12,000?
Dude, it was nuts. So, like, it started. Doors were supposed to open at like 11:15,
Mm-hmm.
and I was supposed to be there at 10:30. Well, I was getting there around 10:10, 10:15, just because like the Mavericks were supposed to practice before the fan jam.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't supposed to be able to even be near the court, you know, because we don't want to give away plays like Jerry and the Cowboys like to do. And
Talking about different players' hogs.
yeah. And so I was like, he was like, Jonathan was like, you know, be there around like, be on site at 10:30 at the latest.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that's good. Like,
Mhm.
give me about 45 minutes to get set up. So I'm getting there around 10:10, and I'm trying to turn right onto Houston Street from Nowitzki to go to the Lexus Garage Park.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what are all these cars doing? Like, I'm not used to that happening. It's like today, like I drove in traffic, like normal traffic to work, like around 8 or like 9:30.
Yeah, like a real person.
I was like, where are all these people coming from?
Yeah.
Like, normally there's nobody, and I just zip right over here, and it's no problems.
Right.
Same thing happened to me yesterday. I was like, what the hell? Why can't I park? Dude, at the time that I got there at 10:15, we'll say, there was already a line around the AAC. I could see, before I turned, I could see Victory Plaza, and I could
Mhm.
see people like spilling out over there. And I was like, damn. Like, I knew people were excited about the Mavericks. You know,
Right.
you add Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, Quentin Grimes.
Make it to the finals.
You made it to the
like,
finals last year.
it's-
Like,
Yeah, you're kind of
You-
expect some growth.
Yeah, and you've got Luka,
Yeah.
who should have won MVP last year. He's an MVP front runner once again. Dude, it was bananas out there. Like,
I believe it.
I went and it took me about 15 minutes to park because so many people were trying to get into that garage. And so, yeah, it was great. And then the whole lower bowl pretty much was full.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen like how many people showed up, but I was going to guess like 10 or 12,000. Like I would have said 10, but 12 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that's
too.
what I was seeing from Twitter, currently known as X.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, it was great, dude. Like there was a ton of energy. Like the fans were chanting, "We want Clay," like because he wasn't playing.
Okay.
So Luka coached one team, and then Kyrie coached one team.
Oh, nice.
And they made that decision right before they ran on the court that they were each going to coach a team, kind of like an all-star game. And it was funny, like Luka did little bits, like he was on the white team, and whenever they would come down, like he put on a Maxi Kleba white jersey, and he would like step onto the court and try to mess with his guys, like asking for a pass. And like on headset, we were all wondering, like, are they going to pass him the ball? Like let Luka take a shot.
Pass
and,
him the rock.
So Dinwiddie didn't one of the times because I hope they were taking it. It's open practice, like
right. It's not super serious.
It's a glorified practice for the fans. Like the guys were doing crazy dunks and warm ups. Like they were just having a good time. And so we were kind of wondering, like, would they allow Luka to take a shot? And unfortunately, never did. But fast forward to after the game, people are starting to kind of clear out. They ended the game a little bit early. Just because I didn't know they could do that, but I mean, it's your game and your practice.
Ran out of steam,
they were just like, all right, I think we're good here. Like,
fair enough.
There was maybe like a minute left, and I think Luka's team was up by like 10 or 15 points or something. So they're probably just like, look,
no need to push it.
Dante Exum already got hurt in practice. Everybody's got their, I mean, I think it was free, so everybody's got their money's worth. You've been able to see the guys have some fun.
Yeah, you got to have a hot dog at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, you got to chant, "We want Clay," which was awesome, actually.
I bet that was.
Whenever they started doing that, they did it a couple times. I just let it go. Like, I didn't play any music or nothing. Like, I just let him hear that, just to really, like, feel the excitement. Because, he's coming from the Golden State Warriors where, he's getting made fun of for going, I think, 0 for 10, is it? Where everybody comments 0 for 10 in an elimination game. And it's like, look, that situation that he was in is completely different than the situation he's walking into now. Like,
no, he's a potential, maybe not savior, but he's already a fan favorite.
And think about it, like the guy he's replacing offensively is Tim Hardaway Jr., who he had a preseason game yesterday, and he had 4 points on like 1 of 10 or 1 of 8 shooting, and he hit 2 free throws. And so it's like, when you think about it that way, like, Klay Thompson's going to knock down his shots. Like,
he's going to be okay.
You've got Kyrie Irving and you've got Luka Doncic distributing the ball.
I'm so excited to see how that goes.
Oh my God, me too. And Najee Marshall, like, I've been asking a lot of people this because working at Bally's, sometimes you have to work a Pelicans game.
Yes,
I worked a lot of Pelicans games, so I've seen a lot of Najee Marshall.
Right.
So I feel kind of like the Najee Marshall like scout, like insider. Like I've seen this guy play, and he's a lot like Derrick Jones Jr. I think he's younger than him. But he's one of those guys, like, I think the fans are going to love this guy. He's
nice.
High energy, high hustle, plays great defense. He can rebound. He can shoot a little bit. Like, I'm really, really excited. So to see that many fans wrapped around the building and then to see them fill out the lower bowl, already chanting, for players and things like that. Like, they had the they could have been, like, upset because none of them played, but.
Sure.
They were just excited to be back and for Mavericks basketball to be started again.
Yeah, still just getting to be in the arena again after obviously not as long of a normal layoff, but still, like, everybody's going to be juiced up.
Yeah, and so it was an incredible event that the Mavericks put on. They did a great job with it, as always. And then this is my favorite part, because after the game, everybody's kind of clearing out. People are still watching a little bit, and this is right before the Mavericks going to leave the floor. And you see like Derek Lively and Luka talking, and there's I guess they had like a little bet, and Lively made a bet that he wouldn't make this ridiculous shot from behind the other free throw line. So I mean, he's probably like 4 feet, 5 feet away maybe from a full, like, legit from the inbounds
Yeah,
to
which
the other
court's
goal.
what, 90 feet
90
long?
feet,
So
yeah.
85 feet.
Yeah, it's like an
is-
85-foot
yeah.
shot. And, I mean, Luka just gonna Luka. He drains it. Derek Lively hits him with the towel as he's walking off.
That is just insane.
And then afterwards, I'll pull up the tweet real quick, but afterwards a fan said, I wonder what Derek bet Luka that he would make or miss that shot. And Luka took the tweet and said $100K. So Luka, and I'll show this video too, because this is kind of a video of the setup. It's not, you don't see the actual shot here, but you kind of see them talking, and you can kind of see a point where Luka looks over to Lively and says, how much?
Ooh.
And I think that's where he says $100K. Like, dude, you're behind the other free throw line. There's no way. And this
it's
on one shot. He didn't try this, like, at the end of his warm-up, he will always, and by the way, if you go to a Mavericks game, no matter how many times you go, Luka warming up is must-see theater.
I agree.
It's like Steph Curry. Like, people show up early to watch him warm up. You need to be there early. You should watch Luka because he has a lot of fun with Shamgod and DA and, all the Mavericks coaches. But then at the end, I'm assuming they're going to keep doing this, but at the end, they all do like a half-court shot competition. And so I always loved it when the coaches make it because Luka makes it pretty much all the time. Like, it's more likely he makes it than misses it, But so, Lively gives him one shot from this angle, and this is kind of the setup of, like just the stuff before the shot, not the actual shot. So here he's about to, how much? Right there. Oh, okay. You don't think I can make that? Oh. Look at Lively.
It's just so...
And he throws his towel at him.
It's just so insane.
So when I saw him throw the towel, I was like, he's just sick of him for being Luka. Like,
right.
You're ridiculous. How could you make that? But once I noticed that he bet him $100K, and like some people were saying, like, I mean, I don't know why Luka would make that up. But some people were wondering, like, if he was being serious about that. But I'm assuming, because I know that they make bets, or I'm pretty sure they make bets between DA and all the Mavericks coaches.
Yeah, like I think there's a decent bit of betting in some form, either that or, playing cards on the plane.
Right.
Stuff like that. Like I actually saw over the weekend, like, JJ Redick, former Mav for like 13 games.
Yeah.
Now coaching the Lakers, but he said that Luka still owes him like $7,000 or maybe more from a game of cards, 5 years ago. So
and I
they're
think
always doing something to kind of play around up the ante, but $100K, like, there's no way Derek expected to pay that.
No, and like he's probably gonna have to like pay in installments. I don't know what his rookie deal is like, but like
he's probably doing okay. But still, $100K that's a lot. I don't care how much money.
Yeah, that's a lot to bet, especially like, and you'd feel pretty confident. That and like the fact that he shoots it, like it's almost like a hook shot the way that he threw it.
It's a heave.
Yeah, he didn't even like use both hands. Like he just took one hand.
Yeah, just yeet.
What? I wonder if that's what he yelled when he said
I
that.
hope so.
Me too.
If they replay it next game, you need to find a clip of me saying yeet.
Yeet. Just play that.
Yeah.
Yeet. But yeah, so
Mavs, for the kids.
Mavs fan jam was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And then the Lively thing was awesome too. So
I love Luka.
I love Luka. I really love Derek Lively too.
No, like, he's incredible too. I want to make that clear.
We were talking about Dinosaurs in Space earlier, and he had this great Jurassic Park video, like where he walked through. I don't know where he was.
He was in Glen Rose at the Dinosaur Park.
Oh,
I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
okay, great. So I hadn't seen it either until Fan Jam yesterday. They showed this video, and he goes by to all these different dinosaurs, and he uses the dinosaurs to kind of like make fun of their opponent or like poke fun at their opponent, and then like they'd play a clip, and it would like freeze, and there would be a boom, and then it would show the team that he was making fun of, and then the dates that we play them at home.
Nice.
So like a fun way to get hey, here's the Thunder tickets. The one that I remember like was. Because I didn't catch on to it at first. I was talking to some people and just kind of getting back in the swing of things. Mm-hmm. And then I was paying attention, and all of a sudden I heard him go, we did it! Like, he did that real, like, corny thing that Jason Tatum did, like, where he literally was like, camera. Oh, there it is. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do the Kevin Garnett thing real quick. Everybody watching? Okay, great. We did it! You know, like, and so he made fun of that. And I was like, did he just make fun of Jason Tatum? And then it went Celtics, and then it showed whatever the dates were that we played them.
I can't wait to see that.
I'll look for it on social.
On the soch?
On the soch, yes. So, no, it was I didn't realize that Derek Lively was so into dinosaurs like that either.
Oh, that's awesome. We always love a dinosaur friend.
Don't forget his Legos.
Oh yeah, he's a big Lego guy
Super
too.
into Legos.
He's just like a 7 foot, just like little kid, and I think that's why he and
he's,
Luka.
what, 20?
Yeah, I mean he is a kid.
Yeah.
But it's like I think that's why it's funny when you hear. Sorry, I didn't realize we were gonna talk this much about Lively and Luka, but he brought him flowers to media day. They gave like the admin for the Dallas Mavericks gave Lively a thing of roses.
Oh.
And like when Luka was taking his pictures, he just went and gave him the roses, and he like took it and he was like, kids. So it's funny. It's funny like their dynamic, how Luka's acting like some like, I mean, he is a veteran.
Well, I was gonna say this is season 7 for him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which is
how old is Luka now?
25?
25, I think. Yeah. Something around there.
Saying kids to somebody who's only 5 years younger than
you.
But then it's like when you're a 7-year NBA veteran, like that just doesn't feel real. Like, I was filling in as a DJ still when Luka's first season, and that was Dirk's last, I believe.
Yes.
Where it's weird thinking they overlapped and all that, but that was that long ago.
Yeah.
6-7 years ago now.
No, it's crazy. And like even last night with the Cowboys and the Steelers, they were referencing the Zeke run that put the game on ice, where they were just trying to get a first down, and he was still wearing number 21. He was still fast, and he broke it for like a 40-yard touchdown to win the game. That was 8 years ago.
God, it's weird.
And like that feels like 4 years ago to me.
Yeah.
Like it does not. I knew it was a minute, but like I was listening to the Rain Delay Theater actually on the Fan, and they mentioned that. They're like, yeah, it was 8 years ago. I was like, damn.
Time isn't real
God,
anymore.
Luka's old.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, I don't want to talk any more about the Cowboys game than we have to.
Yeah.
But our friend Yvonne.
Oh, yes.
Made an appearance because, what was it, that Warren Sharp guy? Is he a troll? Like, I feel like he's generally been a pretty credible guy, but he put out a tweet with a picture of Yvonne in the press box, where the Cowboys Spanish radio booth is, and made it seem like some conspiracy that, there was a Cowboy staffer in the room with the independent medical advisor.
What?
Something like that.
I didn't see
and it's
that.
Just, look, there, that's what...
just where they had him set up.
Yeah, that's where the Spanish booth is set up. But it was a whole brief controversy on the socials because people thought Yvonne was like conspiring with, the independent medical guy on something, and so we're gonna visit with Yvonne more on Friday at the big remote at Smoky Rose, because Yvonne is our engineer.
Yeah,
and we will talk a little bit with him because it was hilarious seeing the reaction of, well, no, that's just the Spanish radio booth, and it's Yvonne and Victor Villalba and all that, just kind of standing there like, what are these Cowboy staffers doing?
He was wearing a Cowboy shirt, right? Or
Yvonne,
no, he's wearing a regular T-shirt.
Yeah, but he had the staff badge.
Yeah. Okay. Because I saw the
Cowboys
picture.
media badge or something like that.
I saw his post. Like he got to meet Snoop Dogg too.
Yes.
He met Snoop.
I was looking at his stuff this morning. I didn't know that happened though. I was like, oh, what's
it was
going
hilarious.
on?
Yeah, I didn't. So was it the Warren Sharp football guy?
Yeah.
Because at first I was thinking Warren Sapp.
I know,
and I was
I'm
like,
sure
wait a minute. And
that's
I was like,
happened to a lot of people.
I was like, is he doing a bit right now?
Yeah, but that Warren Sharp, like, I feel like he's generally been a pretty credible guy.
No,
but
I've seen other people quote his tweets all the time regarding anything NFL, pretty much.
But then that just felt like a complete, and of course, how are you totally going to know that that's the Cowboys Spanish radio? But it's like there's enough people that you can probably check in with or something before just throwing it out there of our friend Yvonne just standing there doing his job. Like, what's this guy's
that's
deal?
That's a wild That's a wild ass accusation.
Yeah.
You're full of shit, Warren Sharp.
Yeah, like
At,
that's
at least with that, like, yeah, that was very uncool. But Yvonne is our king. He's the majority.
yeah.
And we respect him.
Yes, we do.
Under Stolen Water Media properties.
And
And-
everything else.
And,
Yeah.
and we use him to go spy and get information from other NFL teams
And radio stations.
and radio stations and,
And
medical
podcast
tanks.
and everything else.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
He's a great spy.
Yes.
What
Yes.
horse?
Five on.
What horse crap? But
Yeah.
we're just gonna roll with it.
But hey, getting to see our handsome king on the TV made me very happy.
I can't wait
Yes.
to. I can't wait to bullshit with him about this on.
I know we're
Friday.
gonna have fun with that.
I'm gonna give him
Like,
so much crap.
you know, who knows how long we talk about it, but you know, because Yvonne also is a very humble guy. He's not a big talker. Like, trying to get him to talk about it, I think will be really interesting because I think he'll have a lot to say, but he's also probably going to try to downplay it because he's one of the most low key people that you'll ever meet. He is not us.
Well,
We're high key.
yes. And I don't know if this next guy is low key or high key, but he is hilarious.
I never realized how funny this guy is.
Jameis Winston, and just to let you guys know, we have talked about, playing some of his speeches
Mhm.
because he gave one speech about like before a preseason game about like, remember that time you went to Cece's Pizza, like after the game, after your big game, like this guy is like so hilarious without trying.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's no like I'm trying to be funny. It's just
He's just him.
he's just him. And so here's a clip of him talking about Mike Evans, I believe. He's talking about
Yes.
Texas receivers in Galveston and just how they're different.
So I think Texas receivers, I feel like they're different, but Mike is different. Mike is from Galveston. I always tell this to people, and this is something that me and my trainer talk about a lot. If you are born around water, like you have a different way of life. You function differently, and I just feel like you function differently because water has no soul. No, it doesn't discriminate against anybody. You get in that water, it's gonna take you wherever it goes.
Yeah.
So I feel like people that are around water, they are very strong-willed. They're one with water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Mike is from Galveston. If you've been to Galveston is known for, I don't know what they're known for because I'm not from there, but I know they have a beach. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a pretty beach.
No, they're known for oil. There's it's some of the dirtiest sand in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not a pretty beach. So Mike is from that muck. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It might be oil muck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still muck.
Golly, I can't think of who he sounds like,
Yeah.
but I love the way he's talking there. Like, I've only really heard his like sideline speeches where he's, eat the W and going
Right.
nuts and all that, but I would listen to him read every single book, like every single audiobook in existence.
And I
Give
would
me Jameis Winston reading War and Peace.
and I would need his facial reactions too. Like the way
Yes.
that he was like, "Oh, in the water?" And his eyes
It
get
has
real
no
big and he's
soul.
like, "It has no soul."
God.
and like just like he talks through what he's thinking, He's like,
Yes.
what are they known for? Well, I don't really know what they're known for, but I've never been there. But and then he just keeps going. Like it's so like genuine and like
Yes.
pure. And it's just funny. And
Oh my gosh.
I think there is something to that because he's right. Like water has no soul. Like I was thinking about, like if
Yeah.
you think about others. I guess all like natural things obviously have no soul. Like if you get struck by lightning, it's not like that lightning bolt. Its soul was like, I'm gonna strike you. Like the water, it's just like you said, wherever it goes, you're
Yeah.
going. Like
Right. It's the giver and taker of life.
yeah.
You're getting into very philosophical things here, though.
we are-
That's Jameis
Our
Winston.
lumbar support has made us so smart.
Yeah, like the
And
way
our gray
I'm,
beards.
the way I'm sitting, the gray in my beard, like
Y'all are
we
so
are
astute.
adults.
Astute as all get out right
Yeah.
now.
We need to start dressing up for our show.
Ooh, Peaky
No, never
Blinder.
mind.
like in costumes.
Yeah.
Halloween is
Or at
around
least
the
you need
corner.
to dress differently.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't realize. Like I was like
Or you just wear that same thing
every single week.
every week. Okay. How long can you handle doing that?
You know what's funny is like, if there's a Mavericks game next week, there's a pretty good chance like I will wear the same thing.
Okay. We now have a running
Clock
bet.
it.
I will
See how many
give-
weeks in a row he'll wear it.
Yeah. I will give you 100K if you.
Oh
Do
If you
you
wear it
have
for a whole year.
100K?
Yeah.
Of course.
So you're
Do
actually
you know who
gonna,
you're talking to?
Are you gonna give him 100Ks?
Yeah.
You know,
Strikeouts.
Strike me out 100
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Like Paul Skeens.
Don't.
I don't know.
He's got a great mustache.
We're coming up on Movember.
We sure are. Have we decided if we're gonna do that or not?
I don't know. I don't want to say anything on here that can be used against me later.
Right.
I'm non-committal.
Ask Siri if y'all should do Movember.
No.
Ask Siri.
I don't
Oh,
trust Siri.
I don't trust Siri either.
Siri has no soul either.
When I have
Siri is water.
when I
Siri's
really
the
want to
water.
make a decision, I ask Siri to flip a coin for me.
Really?
Interesting.
She
Like-
does that?
Yeah.
Where does
Huh.
she get a coin from?
I have no idea, but you say
How does she
Siri.
flip it?
You say Siri, flip a coin, and she'll flip a coin. Well, not a
Hmm.
real coin, but she'll
Is
give
it-
you a verdict.
Speaking of non-committal, Magic Johnson.
He flipped a coin with his life.
Yeah, he did.
What do you do?
Well, he got HIV.
Well, that's
Breaking
not
news.
Breaking news. Well, it's not breaking news anymore, unless you're just now to the age where you know who Magic Johnson is, and maybe you're
Right.
catching up on I caught up a lot on like the news in the 80s.
Yeah. Stuff that
70s.
happened 20 years before you were born.
Yeah.
Like,
So if that's you, he was on with Charlemagne, and he opened up about just that whole thing.
Cookie didn't want me to come out because she was fearful of what might happen. I said, you know what? I want to save a lot of brothers and sisters' lives, so I'm going to come out public. So Dr. Ho, who's located here in New York.
Dr. Ho.
Dr. Ho.
That's not a good name for HIV.
Not a good name. I like that one. Weeks. That's good. I said, man, I want to retake the test because you want to find out maybe they made a mistake. So I retook the test.
Was it right?
Yes, it was right.
When you first got the information, did you ever say to yourself, it was that nasty bitch from Sacramento who did that? Was it
man. Charlemagne is funny.
Yeah. And like
He and Jameis Winston need to do a show together.
I would think that I would watch.
Or at least Jameis needs to be a guest.
Yeah,
'Cause that'd be fun.
Absolutely. Or like, I feel like Jameis Winston with like Theo Vaughn would be great too.
Ooh, that
like
would be
Theo Vaughn talking
Yeah.
to Jameis. Like,
that would get really out there really quick.
which is exactly what we want
Well,
from
yeah.
your podcast.
We are not opposed to this. We need
no.
material.
Yeah, and like,
We need funny things.
does Jameis know about the 2 moons?
Ooh.
Does Charlemagne know?
I think Jameis needs to do a like Cliff Notes reading. So he goes in, he reads the book, and then gives you like his interpretation of it.
I wouldn't mind that either.
Just like what he can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've thought about that. Like when people talk about like some hosts and stuff can like review movies and TV shows
Mhm.
really well. Like they break down everything. I'd be so screwed. Like I remember stuff that happens in the show, but then when it's like time for me to think back on it just from the top of my head, I can't.
Yeah, just like when we're trying to remember stuff from the week before that we did on our show.
Exactly.
It's an hour
It's
once a week.
yeah.
And we're still just like, what happened?
Yeah. I
Why
mean,
were we talking about 2 moons before?
there's a lot going on in life.
there is.
And it's kind of a nice, attribute to have because I can watch a movie I've already seen and it's like I haven't seen it before. Like I
Memory of a
remember,
goldfish.
yeah, which is a good thing in some aspects.
Yeah,
of
we're
work.
like, oh my gosh, this is great.
yeah, and it's just like, it just feels like a whole new movie or TV show
Yeah.
to me again. So that's what we have our thoughts on Magic Johnson. And what's funny about that too, actually, is I wanted to say is it sounded like he was trying to be like real serious about the moment, and
Right.
then he mentioned Dr. Ho,
Yeah.
and it
it's-
just
nobody can handle that.
and you know what? That's kind of on him if he wanted because the music stopped too. He goes, "Wait, Dr. Ho?"
Yeah.
He's like, "That's a terrible name for an HIV doctor."
I know, like, Ken Jeong, he was Professor, can't remember. But he was on Community. He was in The Hangover.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Ken, his wife's last name is Ho.
Yeah.
And so, like, every year he writes, like, a really heartfelt thing, but then it's like, Ho, I love you, or you're my favorite Ho, or something like that. Or,
Kills it right at the end.
yeah, my only Ho. I just think that's a good bit.
I think that's a good bit too.
That's love.
And I didn't realize what this man was capable of when it came to bits. Jurickson Profar.
Man, he's funny, apparently.
Apparently. Because this is, what is this? Game 2. Yeah, game 2 of the NLDS. Dodgers, Padres. Mookie Betts hits what he thinks is a home run, and Jurickson Profar decides to play a little joke on everybody.
The Mookie Betts is lifted in the air to left field. It sends Profar back, tiptoeing to the corner. He's at the wall. It is. Nobody's sure yet. Now they say
he caught it.
He caught it. Mookie Betts is rounding the bases, thinking that it's a home run. Jurickson Profar says, I got it.
He was doing the old, I'm going to just milk this for about 15 seconds. Watch this. He goes in. I thought he caught it the first time, but the way he was reacting, I'm with you. So he catches that ball. Now he's just going to play hot. You know what? I'm going to talk to the fans a little bit, bounce up and down. I'm not even going to let my teammates know I've got it.
Jurickson Profar goes to Mookie Betts.
So that's that's a great bit, first of all.
Yes.
Like in game 2 to allow the guy, Mookie was running like all like relaxed because he just hit a home run.
Yeah, they got the home run music going, the sirens, the scoreboard's going nuts.
And then Profar, and like the way that when I first, because I saw a bunch of people that were like, I didn't realize he caught it like after multiple, watches. The way that I knew is that he started jumping up and down. Like, I feel like he would have been turned around and like gone back facing the pitcher, or just been like, damn, like that sucks. I almost got that. You know, like. But the way that he jumped up and down, like, and he's kind of like taunting the fans, and then he decided to show everybody after he was about to round third base. Great stuff from Jurickson Profar.
Glorious.
And like the way that he's resurrected his career in San Diego, because I mean, when he left Texas, he bounced around a whole lot.
Yeah,
like
I think he was hurt a lot, and just kind of, he was seen as like the top prospect.
Yeah.
Before he debuted with us at like 19 or 20 or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like he was seen as like going to be elite, and he's still obviously a really good player right now. But I think a lot of people kind of assume that he was probably done, might be a utility guy that sticks around for a little bit. But to be doing what he's doing, like, stuff like that, never would have thought.
And like, I feel like a place like San Diego is the perfect landing spot for him, because like, I forget about the Padres all the time. So there you can kind of go, and there's no media. There's, it's been
you're not the Dodgers.
Enough time has elapsed too where, pressure has come off of him as the number one, like, prospect in baseball. I remember working with Ben Rogers when he was coming up, and like Ben was just like sold on him as being like the baseball messiah.
I was gonna say a lot of people were.
And like, I just remember that, like, I was super excited about him, and then he came up and we're like, I think he hit a home run in his first at bat,
like
career
against
at bat.
Cleveland and all that, and it was like, okay, like we got something.
He's here, and then he just like it just all kind of fell apart.
Broke his
for
arm
him.
or something like that.
Yeah,
right. Like something crazy.
He just he had a bunch of adversity set in on his career, so to see him be able to bounce back now, obviously taking center stage in the NLDS with the Padres is really cool to see. And I have another video here of him coming back to the fan and like their interaction after he trolled that little section of fans. So he let him throw the ball back. Which that's pretty cool, like of him to go back to the...
Yeah, like you got to try to still have some fun with it. Like I know things escalated really quickly later on in the game with Dodgers fans throwing stuff and all that, but like being able to have a back and forth, like especially with the outfielders, I think that's when it's most likely to happen. There's not as much going on. They got all that space.
Yeah.
Like there's some fun that can be had with the outfielders, and they're, even if the fans are a little silly or whatever, like, it's fine. But yeah, when you're throwing stuff, that's when that trust kind of gets broken. But you are, as a outfielder, I think, putting some trust in the fans, because during play, your back is to them.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, you're trusting that if you're having fun, if you're kind of trolling each other, it doesn't become personal, it doesn't become violent. But it's entertaining when stuff like that does happen. It's just, you hope you're not in the middle of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was in the middle of the Stars series where, God, I think that was it was the Knights 2 seasons ago.
Oh gosh, yeah.
People started throwing stuff then,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they had to clean up the ice, and now we show twice as many like unruly fans graphics and videos and stuff, just to prevent a thing like that happening. But just know, like, if the fans do that, like, typically, especially in a playoff series like this, like, when that happened with the Stars, I feel like it was the Western Conference Finals. I feel like the majority of the thinking, at least among the fan base and then our staff, was like a lot of people who weren't actual fans were there, because like the tickets were a little bit more pricey, and you see a lot of faces that you don't normally see
Right.
the later you go into the rounds, because it becomes more of like a hot spot or like a hot thing to go to because they make it that far. And just know whatever happens, it's not really a reflection of that franchise. Like, nobody in that franchise is like, hell yeah. Like,
No,
even if there's an egregious call or something goes terribly wrong, there's no part of any part of that franchise that's enjoying the fans.
They still don't
behaving that
want
way.
fans throwing things on the ice or getting in fights or whatever. And, just like with the Dodgers, like, it's not all Dodgers fans. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, there's, bad apple spoils the bunch, Shippy.
Yeah. And there's one apple, I won't say good or bad, that spoiled everything for the Men in Black set.
Something got spoiled.
And that is Will Smith. I was very excited when this headline popped across my timeline. Men in Black director claims Will Smith's epic fart caused a 3-hour set evacuation. Quote, "That's incredible." So this is
my gosh,
27 years after it hit theaters, and basically they were locked. It was Agent K and Agent J. Agent J is Will Smith. Agent K, Tommy Lee Jones. They were locked inside an airtight pod that resembled a sci-fi vehicle.
Right.
And so basically Sonnenfeld heard Smith started apologizing to Jones out of nowhere. And so they're stuck in this little pod. Like, if you think just, logistics of a situation, if you were to get locked in with a massive fart, you would not want to be locked into an airtight pod.
No.
And so to make things worse, there were locks to prevent this from opening, to keep them from falling.
Oh.
So Sonnenfeld says that he goes, "Roll camera," and he hears Will Smith go, "Oh, Jesus, so sorry, Tommy. I'm so sorry. Baz, get the ladder."
Oh, no.
And then, so Tommy says, "That's fine, Will. No worries. Don't worry, Will." And so they race the ladder over to the airtight pod. Tommy reaches his leg out as the ladder is coming over, races down the stairs, and that's basically when they kind of realized that Will Smith was a big farter, and he had let that out in the airtight pod that they were trying to shoot that scene in.
So was that like a typical day for him, where he was really gassy and smell bad, or did he just have like a bad lunch?
So here's Sonnenfeld, and he says it's just some people are farters, and I think that Will Smith is a farter.
I guess so. Like, oh my gosh.
It doesn't really like mention how often it happened.
But I mean, if he says that Will Smith is a farter, then
there may be other instances where maybe they weren't locked into an airtight. Maybe that was like a thing going on during the whole shooting, where like they were shooting outdoors, and so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
So be like, hey, we need like 5-minute break here. Let's just let the air
there's
clear.
Some crop dusting, but nothing too bad. But then, Tommy Lee Jones, like, he wasn't super old then, but
no,
he was an older gentleman. Like, that was part of the bit with him, and you don't want to Dutch oven an old man.
No,
unless you're into that. Are you, Shippy?
No.
Okay,
no,
me neither.
But I am.
I'm definitely not.
I am a farter.
I fart sometimes.
Darcy
will probably confirm that.
Oh God, yeah. See, I'm pretty good about like trying to be respectful and not do it in an airtight pod, or like in a semi-airtight podcast space like this. Like, if I were to fart right now, we would probably have to just stop the episode and leave.
Oh no, we got room. Like, there's a lot of open space.
And I feel some wind.
Yeah.
Like kind of traveling this like
left
to right.
north to south wind.
Is that okay? I didn't know my cardinal directions.
know.
I'm all turned. We'll say north to south.
Yeah.
I was thinking east to west just because it was left to right. But
Isn't that how it works?
I think so. I think it's wherever
We
you're
know.
pointing is north.
Yes,
So
because it's the North Star.
exactly. And
No.
Oh,
That's not-
are we wrong?
No.
we need to check earth.com.
Yeah.
Or how
Or
all this-
space.com.
Space would know.
Gravity.com.
Space, yeah.
Compass.com.
Oh, boys.
Well, we can't confirm or deny which way north is right now, but
No one knows.
One thing that we can confirm, because Guy freaking Fieri has confirmed it,
Yes.
is the status of the whole boneless wings. Is it a wing? Is it a chicken nugget type thing? This is from our friend Amanda Guerra, who used to work here locally. Now she's with CBS Sports, crushing it. I always see her I'll see her randomly on like a college football Saturday. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like I've had beers with her. You
No,
know?
it's awesome. I technically went to high school with her. I went to Jesuit. She went to Ursuline, and she was, my class.
Oh,
of
really?
03. Yeah. Like,
Wow.
so-
Is she your most famous classmate other than you?
yeah, and maybe Kenny Cooper, who played for FC Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
My most famous classmate was Rex Burkhead, who
That is pretty
played,
famous.
who went to Nebraska. He was just inducted in the Nebraska Hall of Fame
Hey,
a couple weekends ago and went on to win a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
that is not bad.
That's the only time I've cheered for the Patriots.
Fair.
But I always cheer for Amanda Guerra
Yes.
and Guy
likewise.
Fieri, even though I had his restaurant at Choctaw and it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of
It's
meh.
Yeah, if you want to test if you're an epic farter or not, go eat there. And you'll
Will Smith
find
could do some damage.
oh God, if you got Will Smith in one of those, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Guys.
Yeah.
If you got him in there, like you're not filming any movies for
No.
at least a week. But here is Guy Fieri and his thoughts on boneless wings and if they're a chicken wing.
Are boneless wings actually wings?
If you have time to bone out a wing, that's a whole nother world. But no, there's no such, that's a chicken tender nugget something. There's no such thing as a boneless wing. The reason we love wings is because of the fat, because of the skin, and because all that flavor that comes out of the bone. No, wings are wings. No, wings are wings. You can't half-ass the wing. Right?
True.
Absolutely.
Are you into this?
I'm good. Into the game?
Yes.
Nice.
So I agree with him.
I kind of do too.
And I don't hate on boneless wings.
I
I'll
like
eat 'em.
boneless wings.
I like them, and I'll eat them like, say I have a gig and I want to eat. They asked me if I want a meal before. I'm not going to eat traditional wings and then go touch my DJ equipment.
Right.
That's not a very good plan if you want to keep your DJ equipment. That's the time you eat a boneless wing. But you just have to understand it's not a true wing.
Right.
It's a chicken nugget, a chicken tender. Guy Fieri, the food god of our generation,
Yes.
has determined it thanks to our friend Amanda Guerra.
Yeah, and he's right. You can't half-ass wings.
No, you can't. And I was also John about I wasn't aware of his chain game.
Oh, it's a strong chain.
It matches his hair.
Yeah, isn't
It's
that
like
a
the
great
same
bit?
color, yeah. So I was unaware of that. I didn't know that he had a strong chain game. That was one of my, other than the whole boneless news, that was my biggest takeaway is Guy Fieri has chains. Which makes
Yeah.
sense. He's probably got a lot of money.
No, he's doing pretty well.
He could probably bet Luke $100K that he
Wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah, he wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
It would just be like eating a boneless wing. Well, that's episode number 9 of Shippy and Grubes. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, we appreciate you subscribing on Patreon. Tell your friends about us. Tell them to go check out the Sunset Lounge on Patreon and subscribe. We got a whole bunch of great shows on there. And thank you to Stolen Water Media for putting this whole thing on. We did it again.
We did not half-ass that. We
no,
whole-assed
we
this
didn't.
show.
We whole-assed. You never half-assed 2 things.
Whole-ass
You
one
whole-ass
thing.
one thing.
My man.
Well, we did it. Thank you guys for joining us. And as always, good luck out there to everyone, especially the second moon.
We love you, Second Moon.
Is a Stolen Water Media presentation.